Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show. And the big question of the day is, will I go back to being raw vegan? Big question, lots of stuff going on here in my life. Firstly, if you watched one of my recent videos, I'm sure many of you already know this, I had my colon removed. There's a whole backstory to that. I know people are gonna be in the comments like, what? I thought you were raw vegan. You eat fish? Anyway, so ever since I got the surgery, I was supposed to be healed and no longer need meds and stuff like that. However, some confusion came into the space in regards to it all, and it's very unfortunate, and I'm beginning to see what I believe is happening with me. So I have a J pouch in my colon, and what this is they pretty much like took a portion of my colon and like the healthy portion and formed it into a J pouch, and this is kind of like it's almost like a leather shoe, the surgeon once said, and like the food and liquid goes into it and absorbs, and I get the absorption and stuff like that. But ever since the last surgery, I ran into pain, and there were ulcers. It looked pretty bad in my colonoscopy when I went to the hospital. So the doctor who did the colonoscopy just decided to diagnose me. Like, he's a mess. He has Crohn's, not ulcerative colitis. You did the wrong surgery. However, and that due to what this guy said, without looking at biopsies and everything like this thing of how I possibly might have been misdiagnosed to have Crohn's disease has been hanging over my head throughout with all my doctors and stuff like this. So they thought that I had that, and they were like, sorry, whatever. However, 2 months later, I'm gonna die. I finally have a doctor's appointment, and they said, oh, you were misdiagnosed. We got the biopsies. The ulcers only go this deep. You don't have Crohn's. However, I decided to come off of Humira. They took me off Humira at that point, and I ended up in the hospital. And it seems like the reason why this happened, I thought it was from weaning off the Humira, but it seems like the reason why this happened was because I caught an infection during that time, and it was just coincidence. This is just what I'm seeing here. And so whenever I eat raw foods, not like fruit, but like vegetables with fiber, I have a lot of pain in my colon. When I eat the way I eat now perfectly, I'm good and perfect. And so this has just always been hanging over my head. But what I'm beginning to realize is I just had a pouchoscopy recently, a colonoscopy, and all they're saying is I have ulcers in there that are common for a J pouch, and it's not Crohn's, it's pouchitis. It's a common infection of the J pouch that happens very frequently. However, because of this one thing that happened, they're scared to take me off Humira, even though we're going to still do it, just to see. Because it's hanging over my head that I still might have this Crohn's or whatever. So I believe that all I've had was pouchitis, and I've literally been living with it for 2.5 years since I've gotten the surgery, and just been suffering. So the question of the day is, will I ever go to raw vegan? Because here's what the deal is. I know people are gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. But the answer to just easily clean this up is to take antibiotics for 2 weeks. And that supposedly clears pouchitis up completely. And I'm on day 5. Oh my God, what an emotional roller coaster. And supposedly there's a chance that in 9 days, I'm gonna be able to eat salads again. That's why I'm doing this. So the question is, what am I gonna do if this works and I have free range over what I can eat in terms of raw foods and stuff? I know for a fact, for the very least, I'm gonna be eating a tremendous amount of more raw foods than, I'm thinking huge salads and stuff like that. But will I go 100% raw vegan again is the question. What do you think? Oh my gosh, guys, it's been such a crazy experience. I'm only on one med, and I'm hoping to come off of it completely very soon, and that's in the process of just getting approval and stuff like that. But I've been so emotional and just like out of my mind on these antibiotics. It's just been absolutely crazy. Like, yesterday was the absolute worst. I'm already a little loopy from the antibiotics, but I had to get some blood drawn to, test my levels. I'm about to see my primary doctor again to see all my special levels and stuff like that of all my nutrients. See how I'm doing. And this guy takes so much blood because he wants to see everything that's going on, which I like, but it was 8 vials of blood. Plus, I've been on antibiotics for 4 days. Plus, it was the once every 2 weeks I take Humira was the same day as that. All 3 together, like, I'm a guy who can, like, handle a lot, and, my emotions, I can handle the emotional stuff and things. But yesterday, no. It was not happening. But yeah, so I'm like counting down the days of getting off these antibiotics because it's very uncomfortable. In the past, what's really interesting is my colon is in more pain than normal. Not that food has nothing to do with it. It's almost like the infection is fighting for its life or something. And I'm just like in pain, and I'm just like waiting for the battle to be over to where I win. And there were times in the past where I've tried antibiotics, but I became deathly ill. They talk about it as being allergic. But it was like the same thing. It felt like my body, the infection was fighting, and they were just stronger, and I ended up bedridden. Actually, even in a diaper, it got so bad. And I have this like cyst on my back, and that started hurting. I wonder if there's like a tick in there. So everything was just, I don't know, but I got all of these bumps all over my body. My face was like, I had one that was the size of a golf ball. I had red dots everywhere. Here's an image of what I look like after like trying to force myself through these antibiotics. I made it to like day 3 or 4, and I had to stop. Crazy, huh? So I've never really made it through a full dose of antibiotics. The one that I'm on now is supposedly more gentle, and it works for this case of pouchitis. They've used it many times. She says it's known to not build up antibiotic resistance. I ask all my questions as to who I am and stuff like that. So I just made the decision to do that because, my long-term health could even benefit being able to eat big salads and stuff like that. And more raw vegan foods. Anyway, this is going to be very interesting over the next few weeks. I mean, I don't even know how it works. Does it maybe it kills the infection and it still might take a little bit of time after that for my, J pouch to heal? I don't know. So I just said, I'm hoping it clears in 2 weeks. I don't really, and if it doesn't work, which I'm hoping that's not the case, I'll just, we'll see what other options there are. But this is definitely pouchitis. It's already been diagnosed. They did a pouchoscopy. They took a camera, and that's what it is. There's no Crohn's. Everything was sparkling clean besides this pouchitis. There's no Crohn's disease there. And they're not sure if it's the Humira that's making this happen or what. I am certain in my heart, please, that it's not Crohn's. It just all makes sense. After all the history and finally realizing after this, I should have gone, I kind of tend to stay away from meds and procedures like pouchoscopies or colonoscopies, and so I finally just gave in and did it because I want to get down to the bottom of this before we go to Ecuador again, and that's gonna be a whole fun new YouTube experience here for you guys. We're gonna be there 6 months of the year, so I just wanted to I want to get this taken care of before I go and stuff like that. We're probably not going to go for another 6 to 12 months is my guess. So maybe even a little bit longer. I don't know. It's unknown. But at some point, we're going to be going back and forth 6 months of the year. I'm adding this little clip in so I can ask a question. And my question is, I told you that I'm in pain since I'm on the antibiotics, more than usual, without eating the raw foods, which doesn't happen. Do you think I'm right when I say if I said it feels like my body is fighting the infection, and so it's the infection's just making me in pain. Or that's just like what I'm guessing. What do you guys think? Do you think this pain is, what do you think it's from? I'm just trying to like get a sense of it, and I thought maybe you guys could put in the comments section below what you thought. So I wanted to get this taken care of. I got the pouchoscopy, and then everything, I'm just glad I did it because everything's starting to click in my head with what I feel is truly going on. It just makes so much sense and is obvious, and I'm very grateful that this is probably the situation. So I'll keep you guys updated. This is the latest health update. I've seriously just had pouchitis for 2.5 years. And before that, I had colitis and wasn't able to eat raw foods, roughage. I could eat fruit. And that was for a few years. So we're dealing with like many years I haven't been able to eat lettuce and stuff like this. And this just going on antibiotics might change everything. And what are my choices going to be? Will I go back to being raw vegan? Anyway, this YouTube channel is about to get super exciting. This is Matt Monarch. Oh my, I'm back. What? I told you. I told you. Yeah. This is Matt Monarch, rocking the house. Next week, we have an incredible new product that is gonna blow your mind. I kind of brought it into my video the other day when I was drinking water, and I added it to it, and some spectacular things happened in the 23-year raw vegan comes out and speaks whatever, that video. And we'll see you next time at the Raw Food World TV show.